let's talk again about everyone's favorite game who no one played, obviously. A Ghost of Yōtei. But what's that? I can already hear you in the comments. But did you see the bamboo cutting minigame? It was really cool. I saw the bamboo cutting minigame, yes. And it literally changes nothing. The fox that was all cutesy was pretty nice, but the... Let me tell you a secret. Because you're so fucking stupid. The bamboo cutting minigame, it's not even 1% of the game. So the fact that there's a bamboo cutting minigame doesn't make the game itself actually good. Doesn't do it in the slightest. But did you see the 3 fields with flowers? Yes, I saw the 3 fields of flowers. Do you need me to repeat myself, you idiot? Oh man, the cope, the absolute cope. And by the way, now we have official confirmation that the sales are abysmal. It is over for Ghost of Wokeness.
So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Ghost of Antifa again. Now, we are going to be talking about the actual sales.
I'm stealing that name.
Regarding Ghost of Antifa, but this time this is information that is coming from yet another trust me bro situation where it's coming out from the UK. Apparently they're trying to tell us about certain sales in the UK, but it's actually not positive information, ladies and gentlemen. It is actually bad information. This information makes it look very bad for Ghost of Antifa. Now, if you guys haven't been aware of what's going on with Ghost of Antifa, let me remind you, there is currently, and I made this post on X, there is currently an insane article that is going around right now since day one of the game's release that is trying to claim that Ghost of Antifa has reportedly sold over 1 million copies, selling faster than Ghost of Tsushima.
1 million copies and no one's talking about the game. Yeah, that seems believable.
Now, everybody called this. We already knew this was going to happen. People could see this from a mile away, that the PR storm was going to come full force for Ghost of Antifa because they need this game to be more successful than Tsushima. But we all know that's not going to be the case, right? They're even trying to convince people that Ghost of Antifa is more loved than Ghost of Tsushima.
You know what's my favorite part about this? It's what Hollywood does. It's what woke people do in general. It's what woke politicians do. It's what gaming does. They're like, yes, the average player absolutely hates Ghost of Yōtei. You know what will change their opinion? Some random fucking shill article telling them to not believe what their eyes are seeing, and just believe a random news site that has been proven to lie multiple times in the past. Yes, Legolas, what do your elf eyes see? Nothing. Dick shit nothing. Yeah, very cool.
They're doing everything they possibly can to convince people this is the case. And the source of all this information, well, it's a random tweet from somebody called Millier over on X, swearing that the game passed 1.3 million sold, just barely passed the 1.25 million from Tsushima, because of course it did, right? And keep in mind, guys,
classic journalism right there, boys, okay?
Guys, by the way.
Source? Well, you know the meme that we insert there.
There is still no official post from Sucker Punch. There is no official post from Sony, PlayStation, nobody. There is no official post at all. And it's in my theory that
there's not gonna be an official post. Veilguard never even posted getting 2 million copies sold, okay? There's not gonna be an official post.
They're not going to be able to make a post until they hit at least 2 million, because whoever did this stole the thunder from them, in my opinion. But anyway, let's move on and talk about Ghost of Antifa. So we have another post talking about physical sales, right? And reportedly, the physical sales for Ghost of Antifa is 40% less than Ghost of Tsushima in the UK physical charts, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is physical only, and I'm sure they're going to come up with a bunch of excuses right now for why this game is doing 40% less than compared to its previous video game, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember. They did the same exact thing for Veilguard. Dragon Age the Veilguard did way less than its previous iteration, and they tried to
True.
gaslight you and say, well, XYZ numbers don't matter. Steam numbers, they don't matter. Physical numbers, they don't matter. All that matters is the digital.
Big and true. What matters is in your heart. And if you hate Vogue BS, then that's all that matters, my friends. Keep being real, G's.
Digital sales on console that nobody has access to.
Bobby Kotick smiles upon us.
That's the only thing that matters. It's a stupid fucking argument that they constantly try to peddle, but here we are anyway. So let's read this article from the VGC talking about Ghosts of Antifa. So the latest installment in EA's perennially best-selling football game was released on September 26th and shot to the top of the UK physical charts on its first week of release, to the surprise of nobody. Not everyone would have expected its range.
True. I mean, it is something that has to do anything with a ball in the UK. That makes sense.
At the top to last just 1 week, however. Yet that's what has happened. According to the game's business editor, Christopher Dring, this week's chart sees EA Sim dropping down and PS5 exclusive Ghosts of Antifa taking the top spot. Now, guys, you know, I can't believe we live in a world where now we have to go with the country that has some of the lowest physical sales ever, and we're trying to utilize that as a means to gauge a win for Ghost of Antifa.
Does it have some of the lowest physical sales ever? I did not know that even. I'm not sure if I believe that one.
I really don't understand why we are even doing this, to be honest with you. But I guess when we don't have access to anything, we don't have access to any numbers really. I'm just waiting for the Japanese physical sales. That's what I'm waiting for, because in Japan, Ghost of Tsushima set records, right? Over 200,000 copies sold within the first week. I guarantee you, Ghost of Antifa is probably not even close to that, not even anywhere close to that number. So I'll be very curious to see what it did in Japan and see if they can find a way to mess with those numbers and present it in a more positive light. But you know, this is where we are here. The UK box launch for Ghost of Antifa is really, really good. Dring posted on X, it is #1, which means it beat the second week of EA Sports FC 26 and sold almost 3 times what Mario Galaxy 1+2 on Switch did. Are you seriously? Oh my God.
Switch. First of all, Switch, too. Again, no one believes that. Yeah, there's no way Ghost of Yōtei outsold anything.
God, bro. Are you seriously trying to showcase the sequel to a previously hot like game like Ghost of Tsushima? You were trying to compare Ghost of Antifa to Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which is a resale on Switch. Are you serious? In the UK of all places too? This is the level of desperation that we are at right now, where you got to compare it to like literally.
Hey, I would say that we have been in this level of a beautiful, succulent, lovely desperation for a long time, and I have been enjoying it. Because as long as you can notice and see and point out and explain the desperation, it's always fun. It's always fun. I love it. I love it. I love this level of desperation. Which was the game that said, "Oh my God, this is the best-selling game in Europe. These coordinates this year," and it was some kind of fucking Vogue flop game that no one cared about, but it was the best-selling game in a place in Europe that no one has literally ever heard about, and I'm from fucking Europe. Oh boy.
Anything that you possibly can, even if it doesn't make sense. When one follower asks,
oh, and by the way, boys, if you are enjoying if you are enjoying this, then like the video right now or hype it up on a mobile device. I greatly appreciate all of you who do it, because it truly helps. It means a lot to me. So thank you, everyone. And if you think that this stuff is important and more people should know about the, well, plethora of lies these companies try to use to say that their evoke shit products are not disasters, then, well, definitely like the video right now, because if you do it, more people are gonna guaranteed see it. It honestly matters, and thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who does it.
During how Antifa's physical UK sales compared to those of its predecessor, Ghost of Tsushima, he replied, "It's down 40%, but I still find it impressive." What? Bro, oh my God, I can't imagine what it must be like.
It's bad, but I think it's good. What an argument.
like to be a shill because you have to lie through your face, even if you obviously don't believe this, right? There is no way that you could sit here and call 40% less physical sales compared to this predecessor as anything other than a flop. If you're using the word impressive at almost a 50% loss in physical sales, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Like, it's very clear.
The last time someone used the word impressive, and ironically, it was from American Psycho.
It's very clear that there is some other force happening here that is making you say this because it's not the truth, right? There's no way that you find 40% less sales impressive. But anyway, I guess this is where we're at. So although a drop of 40% may seem drastic, here comes the excuses, by the way. You guys ready for this? We love
losing nearly 50%, half your sales. May sound bad, but it's not, trust me. Bro, did all these people work in the government?
it. We love it. We love it. They're still blaming COVID-19, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. It says it's partly explained why, by various circumstances, when Ghost of Tsushima was released in July of 2020, it did so during the midst of COVID-19, which saw a general boost in the number of video game sales. Wow.
I mean, that is true, but still. It's all... From all the stupid excuses you could get, I guess this is not the stupidest. At least they didn't choose to blame your horoscope sign, or the month you were born in, or something like that, or star alignments, or energy crystals. I guess this is better than those excuses.
We have come full circle. Well, we are now talking about the Koof again. This is great. Tsushima also released on PS4 near the end of its life as Sony's main console, with the PS5 set to release just 4 months later. As such, the player base was much higher than that of the PS5 as it currently stands. Oh my God, bro. Are you serious? Does anybody not remember that PlayStation tried to convince everybody that the PS5 sold pretty much almost as much as the PS4? At least that's what they tried to convince everybody. And apparently now,
Actually, I don't, but yes, obvious lies are obvious, I guess.
when Ghost of Antifa is out, apparently that's not the case. I suppose. Well, okay. I guess that could account for 40% less physical if you really want to believe that. Finally, the ratio of physical to digital sales has continued to shift in the 5 years since Tsushima's release, with more players continuing to transition to digital purchases, something the UK physical charts naturally doesn't include in its numbers. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, at this point, are we serious? I guess we are serious. They have to be serious if they're continuing to use this nonsense. And keep in mind, guys, digital was already big when Tsushima came out, and digital has only gone up a couple of percent compared to when Tsushima came out.
Yeah, digital is effectively as... No, he actually means physical. Physical copy sales are as down as they have ever been, and yes, they keep going down, but it's not like by 20 or 20% here. At this point, pretty much everyone who cares about physical is buying physical. It's like a split has happened. It's a slight decline yearly, yes, but it's not that large.
So you guys are trying to make that seem as if that makes up 40%? A single digit increase in digital sales is going to somehow make a 40% drop in physical a thing? No. If people want to collect the game, they will. If that many people bought the game physically, then they will do it again with Ghost of Antifa if they really wanted to. You guys are making all the excuses in the book. I really can't believe that this is even a thing. But in any case, the VGC Ghost of Antifa review gives the game 5 stars. Oh my God.
Base, true and real, Yas Queen, slay, absolutely, 100% agreed. And if you don't, you're a bigot. An evil, evil one at that. Yes, probably a Trump fan. A chud. Anyway, that was Hypnotic 10 out of 10. Bye!